Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Seriously, it's Friday night. I'm bored, so I'm here. Basically, I just like to. I feel like maybe it's just because I'll just like to record myself and trying to be like, oh my god, look cute, even though I don't wear makeup and shit. Well, I have lipstick, but beside that. Oh, normally I would just find a subject to talk about and just be mad about it or very passionate about it. But today I don't know. I don't have really much the oomph about it. All I did today is just like a lot of things. Like I completed an exam, yay, for a job. Um, I watch a lot of YouTube. I have a great power nap. I play some video. Oh, there you go. I got now subject to talk about. Yeah, I'm gonna think it's weird, but you're gonna understand in a couple of minutes. So, I, like I said, I play some video games, and those are like app games, not like Candy Crush and all that. That's the normal stuff, but that one is the up or down the side. But the game that I'm playing is more like I'm still checking if the mic is on, and even though I just finished recording a session here, um, yeah, the game that I'm playing is like role play, like The Sims, but not The Sims Mobile, but more like you read a story and you just select the difference. Like the different app that I have for that is called. I will tell you this. Yeah. Oh God, I was playing another game. Excuse me. Um, Romance, Choice Story, Spotlight, Ivy, Taboo Moments chapters. Not the store, but you choose the alternative story and all that. So what I notice is just that I know that it target a lot of women because we love romance. We love when a dashing man, a billionaire, with ripped abs, falling in love with us, the quirky, clumsy, cute, like almost everybody top model body, and she's the most beautiful of all girl. And we love this kind of story, which is kind of weird and ridiculous because in real life, billionaires don't look like that. Like when you look at it, it's like, Brad Pitt and all that things, Michael B. Jordan kind of mixing there. You're like, you select. It's actually you selecting your ideal male and make a story about him falling in love with your character. So I have played all those games for months because I am a sucker for love. Yeah, I am. I am a romantic at heart, but also I am very pragmatic and I would say realistic and a little bit woohoo in here. This setting of how you call it? Pandemos? Yeah. This thing of pandemic have made me be more focused on that and try to kind of like actually I started to look at those stories, those interactive stories as inspiration on how to write maybe romance or sexual tension or sexual intercourse between characters because if you don't know, I'm a writer too. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff, but I would develop that a little more. So I was trying to figure out what would be interesting. It's very cheesy, it's very ridiculous, but at least it's better than 50 Shades of fucking Grey. Okay, I'm just gonna say that right away because it got me hooked. I've been starting playing those games when in March of 2020, and we are like almost March 2021, almost a year that I've been starting to play those things. I thought I would just like uh, and install it and just trash it and be like, okay, that's stupid. But it's actually interesting. Recently, I had like a story on one of my apps called Moments where I played. It was really great for me. Just like if you're into like threesomes and all that kind of shit, this is gonna be fun for you, and especially if you're a cisgender woman, all that. But I was kind of like a little bit weird out about this story at the same time. So in that book, how they call it, is a woman like type A, very stuck up. I think there's a subgenre, maybe on not Reddit, but what is the other name? Tumblr, where you can write a fan fiction or just like some very like the Omega genre have its own thing, the BDSM has its own thing, the fairies and whatever else. So for this one, it's just that that very type A type of woman is a lawyer, very bold and very stuck up a little bit. She go to sell her uncle house because he passed away in a place in Montana. It's kind of like the Utah in reverse, where you have one woman can marry two men, like not two ugly guys, like hot dudes. And crazy enough, when at first I was reading that, I was like, oh, maybe it will be like a love triangle. It will be interesting to see, you know. Like I was thinking, yeah, your regular love triangle. It will be the guy gonna be into her because he's just into her, and then another one it was like, I'm gonna fight for her. Hell no! I was super surprised because the first story that I saw is just two cousins, very hot. One is the cowboy, the other one is the lawyer. So you have two in one. So the girl, when she's taking the plane to go sell this house, she is encountering first the cowboy, very hot, and of course the first thing that she sees about him is his package because it was like, I mean, in a plane you can, I mean, when people like stack up their luggage, you can sometimes, if he's hot, you can just look to make sure that he's hot everywhere. Some people get me in that. Yes, I'm a Libra. Don't blame me. I have the right to. I'm a grown ass woman. Even don't let this face fool you. I am a grown ass woman. And yeah, I know I look kind of sickly. I'm gonna start to wear makeup to do those videos. No, it's not my thing. So yeah, she meet the guy. He find her interesting. He is like flirting with her, and also he threw his eye in her shit because she's like texting with her friend, and her friend's like, "Oh, when you go get there, you need to have a good fuck, like just for no reason. Have fun because your ex is an asshole, always like that. She's come from New York, so of course she's uptight and all that kind of shit. And he's more loose, relaxed, and it's like, oh yeah, if you need a good fuck, it's almost like he's offering her and say, if you need the best sex of your life, just like this, just to get out of your head, come on, I can give you that. And then when she got there, she go to the house and start to prepare all the thing. And the guy, meantime, we also have, that's the good part with this app, with the Moments one. You can also have the male point of view when you do the story instead of just the female. And I like that. That's the thing that I like compared to the other apps. And he's like contacting his cousin and say that I think I find us our wife. I was like, wait, what? This is interesting. I was like, okay, we're gonna look at it a little bit. It's like, all right, he's talking to him. It's like, I found the perfect one and all that, all that. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird. And she meets some friends that she saw when the last time she saw them, she was 12. So she's totally clueless of what's going on in that town. It's Bridgewater. That's the name of the place. Some of you, maybe if you watch, if I have anybody watching this video, that would be great. And also know what I'm talking about, you'll get it. Bridgewater, where every woman have two husbands. It's the Bridgewater way. That's how they say that in Montana. If that place really exists in Montana, let me know if they really do have that. Because I will maybe need to have two husbands, but hey, not so quick. So she meet them and they're kind of like trying to pursue her to become their wife, not like each their turn, like pursuing, like giving her sexual act, like in the same time with the first one will be like, yeah, you take my in your mouth and I'll just, I mean, I'm getting busy there. They're like, but they're cousin and they're willing to marry the same girl. I was like, yikes. I was kind of like freaked out a bit. And then I said, at first she's still clueless. She doesn't know how that thing works. So she would go to see her old friend that the only contact that she have in town is like, oh yeah, seeing her and her husband. She see her, she's happy to just like to catch up and all that and being like, oh yeah, this thing happening. It's just like, yeah, I'm here to sell this. And then after that, another guy come in and just kiss that friend in the mouth in front of her husband. She was like, wait a second, and look at the husband and say, and you okay that your wife kissed someone else? Is like, oh, don't worry, that's also her husband. It's like, wait, what? That's how I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read this further. And she's like, after saying that, yeah, that's also my husband. She's telling the main character to look around. Everybody have two husbands. Like it's normal here, girl. It's like, huh? She's like, no, 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 that doesn't work like that. He's like, oh, you're so uptight. You need to find you two very nice guys who are willing to marry you. Both of you, both of them willing to share you with them. It's like, okay. So the cousins are showing up again, and of course, the lawyer was supposed to sell the house. It happened to be one of the second cousin, and he also is hot, tall, and of course, that's the thing in common. That's for all cisgender women who are straight and like also cisgender men. They have a big ass dick. I don't know what is the thing with that. It's an obsession. Yeah, for sure. Me, I would not say I'm against that, but we're not talking about me here. We're talking about the story. So the guys have big ass dick, always like big, thick, long, like woo. They gifted. Let's say that the kind of thing that you would just like blush and fancy yourselves like, oh my god, it's hot. This kind of thing. The cowboy same thing. Was like, okay, this family they have like good gene running into their blood, and it doesn't bother them to fuck the same girl in the same time. By the way, yeah, they try to have like as they say like the backstory a little bit. They had tried to have a wife prior with another girl who actually got freaked out, but married two other guys instead of not because they had a big zozo. No. She freaked out because of maybe the way that they were having sexual thing is more like close to BDSM-ish. But it wasn't BDSM that much because for what I was reading, it was just like the playground of that. It's kind of like touching around the BDSM and not going too far with that. But clearly it was two men, one girl. It's like two girl, one cup, but in less gross way, very less gross way. So I was reading that, I was laughing my ass off because that was the first book, and I didn't know there were sequels, and there's like three of it, and always the story is the guys from that town. And by the way, in that town, it looked like none of the guys there is ugly. Nobody's ugly over there, which is not normal. You're supposed to at least have ugly, average looking people, not rock hard abs and nice bubble tight butt, a muscle or above 6 foot tall. That's not possible unless you're like a mad scientist and be able to create that. I just know that it's a fantasy. You wanted to escape. You're just doing that because, yeah, you're not focusing too much onto, yeah, I need to find myself a good man. I need to do this and that and that and that. It's more of, and just to take it lightly, but it's really funny to me when you have this kind of story. I was like, damn, I was in it. I liked it. And then I was like, it made me a little bit uncomfortable. One is taking you in, because to me, well, after a certain time, it's just that you cannot fall in love. Well, you can. If you can fall in love with two people at the same time, that's up to you, to each their own. And both of them are also in love with you. Damn, it's just that you need to play the lottery because that kind of luck does not exist as much. But in that story in particular, how it's built is just that she fell in love with both of them and they're already in love with her and their cousin. That's the part I was like, yikes, no, one family related. But also, it would be as weird with two best friends wanted to marry the same girl and the same girl wanted to marry both of them. But at least there would not be too much cheatery. But the only thing that will be a problem because we are in a patriarchal kind of system is trying to figure out who's the dad of the kid. I'm like, no, it's not gonna be hard because you can impregnate anybody. It's more it's not a subject tonight. I'm not talking about that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Not talking about that, cause so those are very much interesting, but the only frustration that I would say I have with those stories is just every time when they have the subject about the billionaire guy, it's always the one that the girl have to save because without her he doesn't know how love it is, and also he's a a 20 something year old or 28 or 30-year old. He's still like in a very fresh, young, old billionaire, not millionaire, billionaire, like Bill Gates money, Jeff Bezos money, but with the whole body of how Eric Killmonger looked like in Black Panther. When he take off that shirt and you got why the girl broke her thing with her teeth, that kind of thing. I mean, I get that, yeah, billionaires have a lot of time, but also they travel a lot. They don't really think about like hit the gym every 5 seconds. No, because it means that the empires may be built on that body and all that, and some of them it's just like really funny because it's always the girl. She's like weird and a little bit awkward, like clumsy. She's average. She's average, but he find her attractive. She's the most beautiful of all. It's like the same syndrome that Edward from that Twilight shit has an obsession with that basic girl named Bella, who just you know. And just told him I'm not doing that. I'm not. I know. I am mad with Twilight shit. So it would be that. So it's mean that if a girl like me go for a job, apparently the guy will have like love at first sight and be like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be my assistant." And after that, he would just started to be like very flirty with me. Of course, he's not ugly because if he's ugly, I would say sexual harassment, HR, or maybe you go to the news. No, he's hot. He's not a 9 out of 10. He's a 75 out of 10. The guy is the hottest dude on the planet. He dated just model, but he picked you, a regular Jane, plain Jane, like that damn plain yogurt that nobody wanted to take without adding fruit or any liquid to make it sweet. I got a little bit too far, sorry. So he would just fall all over heels and now just looking at you, even though there's like someone like Naomi Campbell, someone who have body shape like what is her name? Kim Kardashian, or someone like Rihanna, and you're like, you regular with like basic olive I and also best at it. She doesn't cook, he does cook. He's I'm just like for that part of the story, some stories I'm just like, ugh, because I don't like the idea of that where they make it super romantic. The fact that the girl doesn't know how to cook and the guy is totally fine with it, and he is cooking for her. He thinks she's the best thing ever. What is her purpose? Just to be like, see pretty and just she have a shitty behavior, by the way, and you have to spend some diamonds to have like the hot sex scene or to have a very romantic moment. If the guy tell you I love you, you have to say I love you, or either it's just like no, I'm not feeling it. So either you're like the best match of what he gonna say, or you're the worst bitch on the planet, but this guy wants still to marry your ass. It make zero sense. Zero, like nada. I don't get it. I had to place my glasses because really I don't get it. I see. I get the point where yeah, it's a fantasy. It's a story just to escape, but also be a little bit grounded. Stop just to put those kind of shit in our head. It's to me, it's just similar to the syndrome with the Disney kind of era when the all that it will just come up to. Oh yeah, look at this way. But I'm not really much into that. So then again, it's to each their own. But of course, I am addicted to those games because I like it. It just make me escape. Sometimes I just like, oh, if only those imaginary kind of thing can be real in real life, where you're like, I want it to be swooped like this, but not by a billionaire because I am not that greedy. I still can make my own money. I just want someone where we can live comfortable. We have like stuff in common, and where the dude is pursuing me, he's not stalking me. Where it's in a point where it start to be like a Christian Grey kind of stalkish, where you're like, I'm gonna call the police. I know some of you are thinking that 50 Shades of Grey is great, that the guy is being romantic, that he is being thoughtful with that girl. I don't agree. I think that he is a psycho. The dude is a psycho. If he was ugly as fuck, we all know he would be already in jail. Or maybe have a lot of sexual harassment issues against him. Because there would be no way if this guy, that Christian Grey or blue yellow ash, was basic dude, like basic dude, average, not that attractive, and being having that behavior, people would say he's a serial killer. Get it, lock him up. Anyhow, we don't. Well, I'll say we, but I'm talking more about my case. I don't like when a dude is kind of like pursuing me in a way where it will look like it's almost an obsession, or is almost not almost is stalking. That's my job. It's my job to stalk you. I want to make sure that you never murder anyone, you don't have any baby mama, that you don't have any crazy ass stories. And I know that there's no ex that would trying to chop my head because you decide to dump their ass and then you are into me. That's what I will be stalking you for. But beside that, I wanted to discover who you are, just to let that be organic. Oh, so by the way, the one who developed the stories, make that more believable. The one in moments, at least, even though I talked about the threesome kind of marriage thingy, even them, they're able to make stories that seems more relatable, where they have real life issues. That's why I like to use that app a lot, because the story that they're telling in there is more real. It's like, it's not just focusing on billionaires, on people like super rich. And by the way, on moments, the thing that I kind of like is just that you don't have the choice to who's gonna be your love interest. You deal with the love interest that they give you. And he cute though. He's usually cute. Or sometimes you're just like, yeah, they take like real people faces. Some of them would, I would look at them and it's like, it's not my type. But after that, you just see the personality that they are able to develop for the character, and you'll start to like them. That's how am into, and I'm just like, wow, I could not believe it. And it make them attractive. The way that they behave, the way the story is developed for those characters, make them attractive to me. Others is just that it's just so predictable. I know exactly where it's gonna go. What is the secret thing from the past? That yeah, they had their heart broken and kind of shit like that. That's the thing. I really enjoy those stories, those things, stories. I don't know how to say that. Ooh. Anyway, that's what I was wanted to talk about. This seems like today I want to talk about those stories where also I noticed that yeah, they're starting now to develop more section for LGBTQ communities in those stories, which is great. But it looked like the main story is always oriented onto the straight cisgender white woman, because when you're trying to select a character that is not white, they always look a little bit funky. Doesn't a story that I'm doing right now, that the girl, she's black, she's beautiful, but her mouth does not match the size of her head, like it's too big for her. And I find it very frustrating. Also, the hair option is just that always everything have to be Caucasian like, and there's another one trying to at least add some braids, which I like. uh the options should be more various. And also for the body type, for those who are not comfortable to have like my, regular bodies, not too much boobs, that make me a little bit insecure though, because some character have like some boobs, I'm just like, where did that come from? Why I can't have it? So it does that. And also, yeah, I know they're doing the best they can with what they have, and also the audience is very much limited as well. And the interest is more like about the love interest, and, instead of the how it look like. But representation is very important, right? So I'm not just saying that yeah, I have to be black and all that. I see that they have option for black, Asian, Latina, and white, but I would want to see also option for Arabic, Indian, native, all the, and also those very hot Pacific people. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry, Samoa and all that kind of thing. I want to see that kind of varieties, for not just for the love interest, but also for the character, um, and also different shape. Because seriously, all the hourglass figure. I mean, come on, where are the triangles like the reverse one? Where are the pair? Well, no, they are there already. But what I mean is just I'm asking a lot for that. But yeah, I want also to be able to have the story when if there's a continuity, to make sure that what the person have played the previous character with, you keep the fucking same name and also the feature. Don't make me redo everything and trying to remember the name of the character if you have a sequel of that, right? Okay, I got a kind of too far on it. Sorry. And to close off this, video that I'm doing, doing. Oh, I love this lipstick. Anyhow, to close it off this video that I'm doing, I just want to say that yeah, I appreciate that because I love video games, all type actually. I like the one that you can play on console, on a computer, can play on the phone. That's my thing. It's just that I know there's not a lot of black people, girls especially, being into this kind of stuff. But that's my thing. That's my shit. I enjoy it. I'm not going with. Now I'm just gonna like switch to the conversation and just put that about moi. I feel like I am not the stereotypical, yeah, the stereotype that people have about black people. Um, like I said, I love video games. I enjoy I love anime. A lot of people also they say that, oh yeah, there's some black people liking that. That's true, but there's not that much that you can see out there and be like, yeah, I'm into that because we have to be just into a specific thing. What else? I am not too much into the hair stuff, except that when I do my braids, that's all my work. That's me doing this. Like really, it take me days to do that. People who know me know that I do my own hair, but about being like more expressing with the color that I put in there is not really seen as it's kind of like reserved to a certain type of people. Black people is not really more expressive like this here in Canada, but in the state it's much a thing. And also when you work in the office, this is not gonna be seen as much for a black person. Um, Now that I'm talking about this subject, it's just me mumbling about anything. I love how do you call it? Comics books, right? Well, not right now, but it's been since 2018. Me and one of my close friends, we are working on actually creating a comic book, kind of like more graphic novels of the main character are actually superhero that are black female and Asian character. It's just more diverse what we want to create, but what we want to do just to give us something that is different. So for me as a black girl, they will be like, oh yeah, yeah, I like comic, and then they will look at you, no, you don't like that much comic. I love comic books. My favorite character is pretty easy, Deadpool. Yes, because I am Deadpool in real life. I'm Black Widow, by the way, but we're gonna keep that like that. I love Rick and Morty. I'm obsessed with that show since I discovered that, thanks to my work spouse. I was just like, damn, this show is great. It's so funny, smart, and clever, all that kind of thing. But I'm diverging. Um, what else that they think that is weird for black people to do? I do cosplay sometimes. Well, no, I did it once, and I enjoyed it. No, twice. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed cosplay. I love it. It's just something that I'm just into it. And by the way, if we are talking about comics books, I am a DC girl, not a Marvel. Even though I say that, yeah, Deadpool is my favorite. Wonder Woman is my favorite. Superman is my first love on all the thing that is just. Superman is kind of like the typical representation of my crush and my male gaze. You have to be dark hair and muscular. Woo, that's my thing. That's my thing. Don't try to understand that. That's just me. What else? I love to write. I know there's a lot of black people who writing. I do. I would not. I don't want to just say that. Oh yeah, I'm a nerd, but because other black people. No, a lot of people are whatever they are. It's not just because I'm black that I'm gonna say that, but just that I'm not fitting always with the stereotype that is attached to black girl. And one of them is just that my YouTube channel is not about makeup, it's not about hair, it's not about the black situation. I don't want it to make it about just those subjects like black culture or gossip and this kind of thing. I want it just to be like about anything that I like, my random thought, the TV show that I'm obsessed with. My obsession with wanted to burn down Disney. I don't know why, but that's me. It's just especially the classic one, the classic like Snow White and all that kind of shit. That's my thing to kind of want to break down and go like all psychologically thinking on that. Um, I want to talk about other shows that I feel like are underappreciated, not talked enough. The gems that I found on Netflix that people never talked about, and actually it's good content instead of just saying that Netflix doing a lot of shitty stuff. By the way, this video is not sponsored by anyone because look, I have no subscribers right now. As the moment you watch this, I have no subscribers. I intend to have at least two people, two subscribers. That's my goal before June 2021 to have at least two subscribers on this channel, Unfiltered Ed, because my main channel is where I do my tarot reading. So you don't see my face on that because I don't like to do that. I want you to focus on the card reading that I do. See, for example, I do that. I don't do no, I do tarot reading. I have also a podcast. It's called Weird Millennials. Why Weird Millennials? Because I'm a millennial and I am a weirdo, and a lot of us, we are weird because we are probably the first generation going through some crazy ass shit, and we try to adjust, but we are hated by everybody because we are the complaining, whining babies. That's how people see us, but we are more than that. So that what else? I write articles for Vocal. So every once in a while I will publish an article. I do a lot of things at the same time. I don't know how I do it. I'm just doing it. And also I'm full time looking for jobs. um I'm also trying to write my book. I want it to be completed for by June of this year, but it will be difficult for me. I have started to work on that since 2019. Yeah, it's been 2 years that I've been working on my book. Yeah, it's hard. I will want also to talk about it, the writing process, everything that is related to that. I wanted to talk about all these things I'm into. Of course, oh yeah, by the way, that's the only thing that you can say that, yeah, she's a girly girl for that. I'm obsessed with shoes. High heels is my shit. I love shoes, sneakers, heels, flat, boots, all that. I love, 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 love shoes. And also food. That's also my other thing. That's why, right, well, I gain a little bit. For my tiny body that I have, I gain a little bit, which is kind of off topic here, but I like also workout. I love to lift weight. I'm gonna talk about it. If you're not comfortable with me talking about lifting weight, you're not on the right channel. So if you want, well, maybe you can just click off right now and just go with your life. But I'm gonna talk about it because for me it's really important. It's something that is healthy, and my channel is my channel, so I talk about whatever I want. Of course, I will be also onto any recommendation videos that I would need to do, or maybe if I need to watch a show and tell you what I think about a movie or anything like that. Don't try to recommend me to read a book because I am a fucking slow reader. Like really, I love my books. I have a crap load of them, but I'm a slow reader. So, for example, I have started to read this book. That's one of my favorite author, by the way, if you can see, Audrey Elori. I've been reading this book for about almost a year and a half, and every time I still stop because there's like about how many pages? About 800 pages on this one. No, not even. 600 and something pages. This one is the anniversary man, because this is in French. The title is say Les Assassins. It's in French. Oh shit, you cannot see it. You see, Les Assassins. So French title. Yeah, and also, yeah, I will also talk about another of my favorite thing, history that I learned about more about Europe because I grew up there. And of course I will be able to answer your question about like, hey, how come you grew up in Europe? I grew up in France. I spent 10 years of my life over there. I know a lot of the history, and also I wanted to talk about that as well, my experience there. And to people who are obsessed with Paris, I want to just stop being obsessed with that city. The other places in France that are way better and more romantic than fucking Paris. Anyhow, that's all a part of it. And also, I will, of course, tell you a little bit about my back. I don't know if I will. You deserve to know my backstory until I reach at least 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, and then you will know a little bit more about me. Um, I already told you my hobbies like writing Oh, I didn't tell all of it. There's some stuff that I didn't tell you. Haha. For that, we need to reach 1,000 subscribers. Or maybe if I go too high on that note, I will share one of my favorite hobby with you that I didn't mention, or I will tell you about it if I reach 100 subscribers. There you go. So I think I will be done with this video and try to maybe talk about another subject in another one and edit that. Oh, by the way, my editing is shitty, so bear with me. Deal with that. It's just the beginning, okay? You're gonna deal with a lot of shitty editing because I do everything myself right now, and I'm too cheap and I don't have enough money to have someone to edit for me. So if you want to know more and you want to hear me to speak in French, become a subscriber. Don't become a stranger, cuz come to Wakanda because I'm also from Wakanda. Wakanda forever. Ow. I hurt myself. Holy fuck. There's something wrong with me. There's a lot of things. So I'm a little bit woohoo. Yeah, so I will talk to you another time. I don't know if this video will be more interesting to you to watch or anything else or others. Just look around. I have different playlists that you can go. I will try to do my best to post every 2 weeks. I tried already to do that, but I skipped last week because I was doing this 3D thing. Well, the moment that I'm recording this, it was like last week that I was supposed to actually upload a video, but I forgot and I was focusing on doing my hair. And when you're doing that yourself, you cannot really focus on doing a video and just uploading that because I am not like those YouTubers who are just showing you how they do their hair because they're really good and I don't have the equipment for that. And also, I am not interested to do that. You already have a lot of people doing videos on how they do their own hair. Me, I didn't take any tutorial for that. I learned with my mom. Okay, that's the thing. I learned to do all of this with my mom, and I know it looked pretty cool. And you're like, oh my god, how she did that? I want to know. Well, you have to know my mama. This work like that. Anyhow, this video have been already too long. And now I'm gonna let you go. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna let you go. Oh, you can still leave. I am just, you know what? I seek myself outside. It will be very cool. So, thank you very much. If you had watched until here, that you were able to stand with me here or me bowling, wobbling about whatever. I will see you in my next video doing the same thing. Maybe I'm gonna talk about the French Shakespeare. You didn't know that there were a French version of Shakespeare. What the fuck? You didn't know that there were another version of Shakespeare? Uh-huh. Well, it's not a version. It's just that like, what make French people very proud of speaking the language. So I will make a video about that person, and it was also one of my favorite because in literature, in France, it's like when you do English, we do French as logic. Um, he was one of the he is still one of the most influenced writer and playwright ever exist in French history. So I will talk about that guy. And of course, thank you for watching. I will appreciate if you leave a comment, like, share, and of course, the most important, subscribe. I want at least 2 subscribers, at least. Come on, it's not that much. 2 people just to have to bear with me. Bear with me. 2 people. That's not like too crazy that what I'm asking. I'm not asking to have 1 million subscribers. Not yet. Oh, we are looking that, right? Okay. All right. So, Black Widow is out. So, see you next time. Bye bye.